Whether they're taking a discreet look out of the window or a quick peek out of the peephole into the hallway.
We definitely need more support from our local officials to really walk around this community and see what the residents experience.
Justin and Larnese Gourdine are constantly on alert in their Bronx neighborhood, doing their best to provide a safe upbringing for their children, in spite of what illegal drug activity may be happening right down the block.
There's so many messages about the fentanyl crisis. We see the commercials, but what exactly are you guys doing about it?
What do you say to the families and children who are living, minding their own business, and they're forced to live in silence?
We recently asked Mayor Eric Adams to meet us on Larnese and Justin's block for a frank discussion about his constituents who live in fear of the fentanyl crisis, especially in the face of a city budget crunch that could one day limit law enforcement's reach into neighborhoods just like this.
If ever there was a terminology, see something, say something, do something, this is it. If you see suspicious behavior in your building, if you see white powdery substance, you need to notify the police department, and you should, unfortunately, give your children information about, hey Johnny, if you're at the daycare center and you see some powdery substance for it, let me know about it. So we have to do a whole new level of instruction for our children that is really an indictment on our society, but we have to be real on what our children are facing.
A few floors down from the Gourdine's apartment, where we met the mayor, the now locked sidewalk entrance of the daycare facility busted in September for doubling as a hidden fentanyl operation, complete with a trap door to hide the drugs.
Even walking out with our daughter, it's a shame we have to walk outside and that's what she has to see.
1-year-old Nicholas Dominici died from exposure to the opioid, and 3 other young children suffered near fatal overdoses inside the daycare.
Even as an adult living through everything that we've seen, it's still a real threat and it's still really scary.
The sentiment expressed by residents on this stretch of Morris Avenue isn't new. They may suspect that one of their neighbors, whether it's in an apartment or in a daycare, is up to no good, but they question whether calling the police is worth the risk.
If I have that advanced knowledge, I make a decision for my family because I don't know if I can trust the system to address it.
You mean putting them away long enough where you don't have to worry about them again?
Absolutely.
How do you convince someone to speak to police?
Right, no, and that's a great question, because the reality is, if you speak to a police, if someone says you're talking to the police, the bad guys in the community would say, okay, you're snitching. And so what we must do is build mechanisms where there's a level of discretion, discreetness, so people can report to our community affairs officers, to our various crisis management teams. There needs to be another line of communication so we never put everyday residents in harm's way.
The mayor points to 311 and other city hotlines where residents can anonymously report information.
So the question becomes, how do we use what we have to enhance the roles we're doing? And that's where the partnerships come in place.
However, the challenge?
You don't want to speak up because, like, what's the point of speaking up if you're falling on deaf ears?
Is convincing residents to have enough faith in the system to pick up the phone. In the Bronx, Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.